Welcome to my views and news update from Sudan. Today is the 13th of May. It's a Saturday today. Details for you what has happened in the last 48 hours, what's going to happen tomorrow. Firstly, talks. Another round of talks going to start in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia in coming hours. On Sunday, the two parties will meet there. Al-Burhan has also been invited to Saudi Arabia reportedly. Secondly, viewers, Darfur, West Darfur, where there was resumption of clashes between rival factions in Al-Janina around 24 hours ago. And thirdly, Halfa Almalook, a key bridge, changed hands several times in the last 72 hours. The two sides have been fighting for the control of this key bridge which links Bahri with Darman. Two main bridges linking Bahri with Darman are Shambat and Halfa Almalook. So who is in control of Halfa Almalook now? And lastly, a Sudanese female artist has been killed in Darman in the ongoing war. Firstly, viewers, on Thursday, the two sides, RSF Rapid Support Forces and Sudanese Armed Forces representatives, signed a declaration of principles in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The two sides held discussions for around a week, and then on Thursday they agreed on some principles. Principles about delivery of humanitarian aid to the people in need. Principles like protection of civilians, protection of aid workers who will be involved in aid operations, etc. Only principles were agreed. Now, talks going to start about modalities. How will civilians be protected in a conflict area? How will troops be removed from conflict areas? So talks on modalities going to start in Jeddah on Sunday. The two parties are already there. The talks are not about ceasefire, about permanent ceasefire. No. Talks are mainly about ensuring that humanitarian aid reaches the people. Mainly people in Khartoum, Central, Bahri, Darman, and obviously West Darfur too. So we're going to see start of talks, another round of talks which could take several days for completion. Let's hope the two sides agree, because if they agree, then we could see deployment of some foreign troops, African Union troops, to monitor the implementation of the likely agreement for delivery of humanitarian aid to the people and for evacuations, etc. So this round of talks is crucial. First round only ended in the two sides agreeing to a declaration of principles. Now modalities will be discussed. Will the two sides agree to withdraw their troops from some areas? We'll see. And will they agree to deployment of foreign troops? From which countries troops? We'll see in coming hours. Secondly, viewers, Darfur, West Darfur, which has been the most destabilized zone of Darfur since the start of this war. Relative calm in southern and northern zones of Darfur. In southern Darfur, RSF is in control of Nayala airport. They're in Nayala city as well. But in West Darfur, we have seen clashes between Rapid Support Force and Sudanese army-backed groups. Clashes are not only between the two sides, RSF and SAF, but also between groups, militias linked to these two sides. We have seen clashes in Al-Janina more than a week ago. Dozens were killed there. Then reportedly on Thursday, clashes resumed in Al-Janina and unknown number of people died in the clashes. We cannot say which party is in full control of Al Janina. The situation is volatile. City infrastructure has been destroyed, hospitals, schools, government buildings destroyed, police stations attacked, as we reported around a week ago. So there is a very volatile situation in Al Janina. Al Janina is not far away from Sudan, Chad border, and more than 50,000 have entered Chad so far from Sudan, and most of them are from Darfur. North and South Darfur, relative calm there because community leaders mediated between RSF and SAF. Both are there, by the way, Rapid Support Force, SAF, both are there in North Darfur, South Darfur, and West Darfur too. RSF's main focus in Darfur is that it wants to ensure its supplies, that its supplies from Darfur remain in operation, that supplies are not cut off, because the supplies in Khartoum, Bahri Mudma arriving from Western Sudan, from Darfur, through some neighboring countries as well. Fighters are entering Darfur. So, main concern for RSF is how to ensure that its supply lines are not cut off. RSF does not want to take full control of Al Janina or Al Fashir, but it wants to be in control of main roads to remain in a position to continue sending of supplies, sending of fighters from Darfur to Khartoum, and so far we have seen that RSF have been sending supplies, fighters to Khartoum. Supplies could not be cut off. Thirdly, where the Sudanese artist has been killed. She was in Darman on Saturday morning. Reportedly, a shell hit her house and she died. Shaden Hussein is her name, with following on social media platforms as well. She shared a post on Facebook around 16 hours ago. Her death is being confirmed. This war is ravaging, this war is eating the whatever Sudanese have left. The country in the grip of crisis since 2019, even before that there was crisis. Now this war is adding to an already worsening humanitarian disaster and economic crisis in Sudan. People are dying. Everyone is the victim here. The two generals, their fighters are fighting. They're in control of state's assets, Sudan's assets, reserves, mineral reserves, etc. They're in charge of wealth. People are dying. They have no say. By the way, talks being held between Rapid Support Force and Sudanese army in Khartoum. Where are civilians? Where are politicians? Politicians of FFC, politicians of other parties? They are nowhere to be seen. So how can permanent ceasefire and peace be ensured in Sudan without participation of politicians? Sudanese people struggle for democracy. That is why they removed Umar al-Bashir in 2019. Umar al-Bashir was replaced by Abdul Fattah Burhan. Now Hamati wants to replace Abdul Fattah Burhan. So that is what Sudanese people are seeing. They are just silent spectators and victims of this war. Lastly, viewers, Halfa Almalook bridge. Who is in control of this key bridge? 3 to 4 days ago, Sudanese army launched a major operation in Bahri. It wanted to push RSF out of key positions in Bahri. But the offensive was repelled by Rapid Support Force members, and they managed to push Sudanese army from Halfa Almalook. Before the start of the operation, Halfa Almalook town and bridge, which links Bahri with Darman, were under the control of Sudanese armed forces. Then we saw pictures of Rapid Support Force members from the bridge. They shared several videos, pictures showing their deployment on the bridge. They remained in control of the bridge, but fighting went on. And reportedly, the bridge changed hands twice. And there was fighting to the east of and to the west of this bridge. Both sides have been claiming control of this bridge. Now, just a few minutes ago, Sudanese army shared pictures from Halfa Almalook bridge. You can see the pictures on your screen. The pictures are from this bridge. Sudanese army is claiming to be in control of Halfa Almalook. Now, this is what Sudanese army had before the start of the operation. They lost this bridge. They are trying to regain it. So, we'll have to wait to see, are they in full control of this bridge? Can they manage to remain in control? What about Halfa Almalook town, the locality, because RSF fighters were seen heavily deployed there too. We'll have to wait and see. It seems Sudanese army personnel have regained some lost positions in and near Halfa Almalook. But the other key bridge linking Bahri with Darman is under RSF control, and that is Shambat bridge. Sudanese army tried to cut off this bridge 3 to 4 days ago, but they could not. Rather, they lost Halfa Almalook, which now they're trying to regain. Some say they have regained the control of this bridge. And thank you for watching.